Hello there, and welcome to the Science for Sleeping. Tonight, we drift into the vast, endless ocean. Water stretches beyond the horizon, soft and quiet, reflecting the faint glow of distant stars and the gentle shimmer of the moon. In this immense world, there are rhythms that never stop, movements that have been unfolding for millions of years, and secrets that remain hidden beneath the surface. Take a slow, deep breath. Feel your body relax. Imagine yourself floating, weightless, carried by the gentle sway of the waves. Let your eyes grow heavy and let your mind wander with the ocean currents. The ocean covers almost 3/4 of our planet. Its depths conceal mysteries we have only just begun to understand. The average depth is around 4 kilometers, but there are places where the water plunges nearly 11 kilometers. The Mariana Trench, the deepest part of the ocean, extends farther below the surface than Mount Everest rises above it. At these depths, pressure and darkness dominate. Each drop of water carries the weight of hundreds of atmospheres, crushing yet steady. Life has adapted to these extreme conditions over millions of years, evolving in ways we are only beginning to comprehend. In the deep ocean, sunlight fades completely. The temperature hovers near freezing, and movement slows. And yet, life persists. Bioluminescent fish, squids, and tiny jellyfish create their own light, a quiet glow in the endless darkness. They remind us that even in places without sun, life can shine. Among these creatures, some grow to astonishing sizes, like the giant squid, reaching 10 meters or more. Others are microscopic, delicate, and almost invisible to the human eye. They feed on each other, forming intricate food chains that have persisted for eons. These depths are not isolated. They are connected to surface waters through currents and circulation. Ocean currents carry heat, nutrients, and life across the planet. Cold water from the poles slowly moves toward the equator, while warmer waters drift back toward the north and south. This slow, steady movement shapes the climate, sustains ecosystems, and links the surface to the abyss. Feel yourself drifting with the currents. Slowly, effortlessly, the water surrounds you. Each motion of the ocean is like the breath of the planet. Waves move silently, glacial currents cradle coral reefs, and underwater mountains rise and fall beneath the unseen waves. The ocean currents shape entire ecosystems. Plankton, the microscopic plants and animals, feed on sunlight and nutrients brought from the depths. Fish follow the plankton. Predators follow the fish. Every layer of life is connected, forming a delicate, harmonious balance. Coral reefs are among the most vivid examples. They cover less than 1% of the ocean floor, yet they support millions of species. Fish, mollusks, corals, algae, all interwoven into a slow, enduring rhythm of life. Let yourself sink deeper. Imagine gliding over quiet waters where light barely penetrates and secrets are hidden in the dark. Feel the calm, the gentle movement, the slow rhythm of the waves around you. Even in the deepest trenches, life finds a way. Hydrothermal vents release heated water rich with minerals, feeding unique ecosystems. Strange creatures cling to these vents: giant tube worms, blind shrimp, and bacteria that survive on chemicals instead of sunlight. Here, life exists without seeing the sun, thriving in an alien yet familiar rhythm. Every current, every wave, every trench connects to the larger ocean. The water you feel now may have traveled thousands of kilometers, carrying with it nutrients, heat, and the legacy of distant shores. The ocean is alive, but it moves slowly, patiently, in a rhythm that has persisted for billions of years. Let your thoughts drift like tiny bubbles rising through the water. Each one moves slowly, merging with the vastness around you. The ocean stretches infinitely, both calm and powerful, quiet and alive. Beneath the waves, the ocean floor unfolds like a hidden continent. Mountains rise from the depths, taller than any on land. These are the mid-ocean ridges, stretching for more than 40,000 kilometers, winding through every ocean. They are the backbone of the seafloor, shaping the currents above and holding the secrets of the planet's slow, patient movements. Some of these mountains are volcanic, formed when molten rock wells up from deep within the earth. Each eruption adds a new layer of stone, slowly building peaks that rise from the dark abyss. Other mountains are remnants of collisions, where tectonic plates meet and push against each other. Here, the ocean floor is alive, moving, growing, and reshaping itself, though the changes are imperceptible in a single lifetime. As we glide along these hidden landscapes, notice how the terrain influences the water above. Currents split and turn around submerged ridges. Nutrients from the depths rise, feeding the plankton that drifts silently near the surface. Life exists in patterns both vast and subtle. Each ridge, each trench, guides the rhythm of the ocean. The trenches, vast and shadowed, are places where the Earth's crust is pulled down into the mantle. In the Mariana Trench, pressure exceeds 1,000 times the weight of the air we breathe. Temperatures hover near freezing, and sunlight never reaches. And yet, life persists. Strange creatures adapted to these extreme conditions move slowly through the water. Their bodies glow softly, a quiet, persistent light in the eternal darkness. Some fish have transparent bodies, as if made of glass, blending seamlessly with the dark water. Others produce light in patterns that communicate, attract, or warn. Every glow, every flicker has a purpose. Life here is deliberate and measured, moving at the slow pace of the deep. Even the smallest organisms play a role. Microbes feed on minerals that rise from the vents. Tiny crustaceans drift with the current, forming the base of complex food webs. These small lives sustain larger ones, which sustain even larger predators. Everything is connected, forming a system both fragile and resilient, quiet and relentless. Above the abyss, in slightly shallower waters, vast currents carry warmth and nutrients across the planet. The Gulf Stream moves water from the tropics toward the north, bringing energy that shapes climates far from the ocean itself. Cold waters from the poles slowly travel toward the equator, sinking and flowing in invisible rivers that span the globe. The ocean is a living circulatory system, moving energy, sustaining life, and linking the distant corners of the Earth. In some places, underwater volcanoes create islands. Lava flows solidify, forming new land. Over centuries, these islands rise from the water, breaking the surface and becoming homes for birds, plants, and eventually humans. But beneath the waves, their foundations remain part of the slow, ongoing rhythm of the ocean. Mountains are born, eroded, and reborn beneath the surface, invisible to the eye, but shaping every current, every wave, every creature that moves through the water above. Let your mind drift deeper with the water. Imagine sliding past these mountains and trenches, through the darkness, feeling the immense calm. Every movement of the ocean is slow and deliberate, yet unstoppable. It is both gentle and powerful, a reminder of the patient, eternal processes that have shaped our world for billions of years. Even now, deep currents carry heat from the tropics toward the poles, regulating climate and influencing the weather above. The ocean connects distant lands and unseen depths. Water that moves beneath Antarctica may eventually reach the equator, touching coastlines thousands of kilometers away. Life, temperature, and minerals travel along these hidden highways, creating a silent rhythm that underlies all life on Earth. Above these depths, the surface may seem calm, but the forces beneath are immense. Waves rise and fall, winds blow, and currents swirl, all guided by the hidden landscapes below. Each motion, each flow is part of a grand, interconnected system. The ocean breathes, slowly, endlessly, carrying life and energy across the globe. As we move from the depths toward slightly shallower waters, life becomes more abundant, yet still serene. Here, the ocean teems with creatures of every size, from tiny plankton drifting silently to vast whales gliding through the deep blue. Every organism follows its own rhythm, part of a slow, interconnected cycle that has persisted for millions of years. Plankton, though microscopic, forms the foundation of life. They drift with the currents, catching sunlight near the surface and nourishing countless creatures. Fish follow the plankton, moving in gentle, coordinated schools that shimmer like liquid silver in the dim light. Predators follow the fish, each movement deliberate, each action measured. Everything is connected in a delicate, slow-motion dance that sustains the ocean's life. Coral reefs appear like hidden gardens beneath the waves. Though they cover only a small fraction of the ocean floor, they are home to thousands of species. Each coral polyp is tiny, yet together they build massive, intricate structures. These reefs are alive, slowly growing and changing over decades, centuries, and even millennia. Fish weave through their branches, invertebrates cling to the coral, and algae feed the structure that sustains them all. The reef is a quiet city, moving in slow harmony with the tides. Some creatures create their own light, glowing softly in the darkness. Bioluminescence is common in both shallow and deep waters. Tiny organisms emit faint flickers, fish display glowing patterns, and squids illuminate the water with long, sweeping flashes. Each light serves a purpose: communication, camouflage, or attraction. In the quiet of the ocean, these soft lights are like whispers, subtle signals that carry meaning in the deep. Even the largest animals move in gentle, deliberate ways. Whales traverse thousands of kilometers during their migrations, following subtle changes in temperature, currents, and food availability. Sea turtles glide through warm waters, returning to the same beaches where they were born. Sharks patrol vast territories, silent and efficient, a reminder of life that endures through millions of years of adaptation. Every journey is slow, patient, and purposeful. Beneath the waves, underwater forests of kelp sway with the currents. Each frond moves in time with the water, creating shadows and pockets of life. Small fish dart through these forests, feeding and hiding. Sea urchins and starfish cling to the rocks, moving only when necessary. The forest is alive, yet calm, a meditation in motion, a quiet rhythm that echoes the larger movements of the ocean. Even in open water, life is persistent. Jellyfish drift, seemingly weightless, moving with the tides and currents. Their translucent bodies glow faintly in the dim light, and they pulse in steady, hypnotic motion. They remind us that beauty and life can exist even without intention, flowing naturally with the rhythm of the ocean. The ocean's movements connect all life. Currents carry nutrients from the depths to the surface, feeding plankton, which sustains fish, which sustains larger predators. Whales release nutrients when they surface, supporting plankton growth in distant waters. Every motion, from the smallest drift of a microbe to the vast migration of a whale, is part of an endless, meditative cycle. Let yourself drift with these movements. Imagine floating among the coral, following a school of fish, gliding alongside a whale as it moves through quiet waters. Feel the gentle sway, the calm, the endless patience of the ocean. Each breath, each wave, each current is slow, deliberate, and eternal. Above the coral reefs, near the sunlit surface, waves lap gently against the shorelines of distant islands. Yet beneath, life thrives in hidden complexity. Tiny crustaceans scuttle across the sand, fish hide among the coral, anemones pulse softly, their tentacles moving in delicate patterns. All of this exists in quiet harmony, a slow, unending rhythm that has persisted long before humans arrived. As the sun sets, the ocean begins to glow in subtle, natural light. Bioluminescent organisms flicker like stars, tiny signals in the vast blue. The deeper the water, the more isolated and silent it becomes. Yet even there, life persists, glowing, feeding, and moving in an eternal, meditative rhythm. Beneath the surface, the ocean floor rises and falls like a hidden landscape. Mountains, ridges, and canyons stretch across the seabed, shaping the currents above and creating quiet refuges for life below. These formations are both ancient and alive, moving slowly over millions of years as tectonic plates shift and collide. Some underwater mountains, called seamounts, rise thousands of meters from the ocean floor. They often never break the surface, yet they are teeming with life. Fish gather along their slopes, feeding on plankton swept upward by gentle currents. Coral and sponges attach to the rock, creating slow-growing gardens that endure for centuries. Even in darkness, these mountains are alive, shaping the rhythm of the ocean around them. Deep canyons cut into the seabed like the valleys of a forgotten world. Currents flow through these channels, carrying nutrients from one place to another. Life gathers here, drawn to the steady supply of food. Crabs, shrimp, and small fish navigate the shadows, while larger predators patrol the edges, moving slowly and deliberately. The canyons are hidden highways, connecting the deep ocean with distant regions, guiding the rhythm of life in quiet, patient movements. Ocean currents themselves are like the breathing of the planet. Warm waters from the tropics move slowly toward the poles, while cold waters sink and return toward the equator. These currents regulate temperature, distribute nutrients, and shape the climates of distant lands. They are invisible, yet their influence touches every corner of the earth. Every wave, every gust of wind, every ripple on the surface is guided by the slow, patient flow beneath. Seamounts, canyons, and ridges influence these currents in subtle ways. Water rises along underwater slopes, carrying oxygen and nutrients to creatures above. Plankton drifts upward, attracting small fish, which in turn draw predators. Life follows the contours of the hidden terrain, moving in harmony with the quiet pulse of the ocean. Even in the abyss, where sunlight never reaches, currents carry life across vast distances. Microbes drift with the flow, tiny and nearly invisible, yet essential. They break down organic material, recycle nutrients, and sustain life in the deep. Small creatures cling to the rock, feeding on the flow, while larger animals patrol in measured, deliberate movements. Every motion is slow, careful, and necessary. Imagine drifting along these underwater landscapes. The water moves around you, gentle and constant. Mountains rise and fall beneath the waves. Canyons twist and turn like silent rivers of stone, and currents sweep endlessly through the hidden world. The ocean is alive, yet calm. Its movements are patient, deliberate, eternal. Above these depths, currents influence the world in ways we can see. They carry heat to distant shores, feeding storms and shaping weather patterns. They guide migrations, determining where fish, whales, and seabirds travel. Every journey, every cycle, every movement is connected to the slow, steady heartbeat of the ocean. The ocean is a network of quiet rhythms, each layer, each current, each formation influencing the next. Life thrives within this network, moving at its own pace, adapting to the slow, steady pulse of water, pressure, and temperature. Every creature, from the tiniest plankton to the largest whale, follows this rhythm, moving with patience and purpose, guided by forces that stretch across continents and millennia. Let yourself drift with the ocean. Imagine sliding past towering seamounts, gliding through deep canyons, carried by slow currents that have moved for millions of years. Feel the gentle sway, the quiet strength, the endless rhythm. The ocean moves, unhurried, patient, eternal. Far below the sunlight, the ocean plunges into darkness. The deep sea trenches are the lowest points on the planet, places where the Earth's crust is pulled downward, forming immense valleys in the ocean floor. In the Mariana Trench, for example, pressure is more than 1,000 times what we feel at sea level. Temperatures hover near freezing and sunlight never reaches. Yet, even here, life exists, moving slowly, deliberately, adapted to the extreme environment. The creatures of the deep are unlike anything found in shallow waters. Some have transparent bodies, so delicate they seem almost unreal. Others glow with bioluminescence, producing soft, ghostly light in the eternal darkness. Each flicker, each pulse serves a purpose: communication, camouflage, or attraction. In the quiet of the trench, every glow is a whisper, a signal in a world without sun. Hydrothermal vents create pockets of life amid the cold, crushing darkness. Here, superheated water, rich with minerals, gushes from the Earth's interior. Tiny microbes thrive, feeding on chemicals instead of sunlight. These microbes form the base of food chains, supporting shrimp, crabs, and even giant tube worms that grow meters in length. Life here is strange, slow, and precise, perfectly adapted to an environment that seems impossible to survive. The walls of the trenches are carved by geological forces. Earthquakes shift the rocks, landslides move silently across the slopes, and tectonic pressure continues its patient work. Life adapts to these slow changes, moving with them, growing where conditions allow, retreating where danger is present. Everything is deliberate, measured, and calm in its persistence. Some fish drift through the darkness, their bodies equipped to sense faint vibrations, detecting prey or avoiding predators. They move slowly, conserving energy, understanding the rhythm of a world where food is scarce and every motion counts. Even the largest predators, like the deep-sea squid, glide silently, their tentacles extended, sensing every movement in the water. The trenches are connected to the rest of the ocean by slow, unseen currents. Nutrients from shallow waters drift down over centuries, feeding the life that clings to the abyss. Organic material that sinks from the surface becomes a steady supply of food, carried patiently by the water. Life survives by waiting, by moving in sync with the rhythm of the ocean. Imagine floating along the edge of a trench. The darkness surrounds you, deep and endless. Hydrothermal vents pulse gently, releasing warmth and minerals. Strange creatures move past, glowing softly, drifting with patient, deliberate motions. The water is heavy but calm. Each breath you take matches the slow heartbeat of the ocean, echoing the rhythm of life in the deepest reaches of the planet. Even in these extreme depths, the ocean moves. Currents carry heat, chemicals, and life, linking the abyss to the surface. Whale carcasses sink slowly, providing food for entire ecosystems. Microbes break down organic matter, sustaining life long after it has fallen. Every motion is purposeful, every cycle slow, every rhythm eternal. Let your mind drift here with the water. Imagine descending through layers of darkness, past glowing organisms, along the towering walls of a trench. Feel the patience, the calm, the quiet persistence of life that has survived in these depths for millions of years. The ocean is vast, slow, and deliberate. It moves with a rhythm older than humans, older than mountains, carrying life, energy, and the memory of the earth itself. The ocean is not still. Even as you drift quietly through its depths in your mind, currents sweep across the planet, connecting distant regions with invisible threads. Warm water flows from the tropics toward the poles, while cold water sinks and moves slowly back toward the equator. This global conveyor belt, called thermohaline circulation, carries heat, nutrients, and life across thousands of kilometers, silently linking continents and shaping the climate of the entire planet. Life moves with these currents. Fish, plankton, and even microscopic larvae drift across vast distances, carried by the rhythm of the water. Sea turtles follow precise migratory routes, returning to the same beaches where they were born. Whales traverse entire oceans, guided by subtle cues in the water, following prey and avoiding danger. Migration is slow, deliberate, and patient. Every journey is measured in days, months, or years, yet every movement is purposeful. Tides, influenced by the moon and the sun, shape the coastline and the lives of creatures along it. Mangroves sway gently in the rising water. Crabs scuttle along the muddy edges, and tiny fish hide among the roots. Even on vast continental shelves, the movement of water is measured and patient, providing nutrients, oxygen, and shelter for countless species. Life has learned to move with the tide, rising and falling in rhythm with the ocean itself. The ocean is a master of patience. Currents mix water from different depths, creating layers that carry warmth, nutrients, and salinity across the globe. Upwellings bring cold, nutrient-rich water to the surface, supporting plankton blooms that feed entire ecosystems. Seabirds, fish, and marine mammals follow these blooms, moving slowly with the invisible rhythm of abundance and scarcity. Everything flows together in quiet, deliberate cycles that have persisted for millions of years. Imagine floating above the surface, watching the tides rise and fall. Feel the gentle pull of the moon, the slow sweep of the sun, the invisible hand of gravity shaping water across the planet. Beneath you, life moves with this rhythm. Small fish darting through waves, plankton drifting, whales gliding silently. The ocean connects everything, a slow, patient heartbeat that touches every living being. Even distant storms are connected to the ocean's flow. Warm water fuels hurricanes, carrying energy across thousands of kilometers. Monsoon winds are guided by sea temperatures. Every storm, every wind pattern, and rainfall is influenced by the patient movement of the ocean. The water shapes the weather, the climate, and the very conditions in which life survives, all in quiet, slow motion. Let your mind drift with these movements. Imagine following a migrating whale across the Pacific, feeling the pull of currents beneath, the rising and falling of tides, the soft pulse of life carried on invisible threads. The ocean moves, unhurried and deliberate, connecting continents, climates, and creatures in a slow, eternal rhythm. Even when the ocean seems calm, it is never still. Beneath the surface, life and water move in perfect harmony, carrying energy and nutrients across great distances. This slow, patient circulation sustains the planet. It reminds us that life is connected, that every motion has purpose, and that even the deepest, quietest corners of the ocean are part of a larger, meditative rhythm. In the far north and south, the ocean becomes a frozen landscape. Sea ice drifts slowly across the surface, a delicate, shifting sheet of white and blue. The ice grows in winter, retreating in summer, following a rhythm that has persisted for millennia. Beneath it, the water moves, patient and deliberate, carrying life in a world of extreme cold. Polar oceans are home to creatures perfectly adapted to this environment. Tiny plankton thrive in the nutrient-rich waters beneath the ice, forming the base of a food web that supports krill, fish, seals, and whales. Life moves slowly here, conserving energy in a world where every movement counts. Even the smallest organisms play a critical role, drifting with the currents, providing sustenance for the giants of the sea. The ice itself is alive in its own way. Snow collects, compresses, and becomes dense over time. Cracks and leads form, allowing water and air to mingle. Beneath these openings, seals and penguins surface to breathe, while polar fish navigate the cold, dark water below. The ice is both a barrier and a bridge, shaping the lives of all who live at the edge of the world. As the seasons change, the ice expands and contracts, influencing the rhythm of life in the ocean. In summer, sunlight penetrates the water, triggering blooms of plankton that ripple through the food chain. In winter, darkness returns, and creatures slow their movements, drifting patiently through frigid waters. The ocean and ice move together, a quiet dance of life and environment, slow and measured. Deep beneath the surface, polar oceans conceal underwater mountains, ridges, and valleys carved over millions of years. Cold currents sweep across these formations, carrying oxygen and nutrients, sustaining life in the darkness. Fish, squid, and other creatures drift along the slopes, moving with the rhythm of the water. Even in such harsh conditions, the ocean maintains its steady pulse, connecting the polar regions to the rest of the world. Imagine floating above the icy waters, watching the gentle movement of ice and waves. Hear the quiet crack of the ice, feel the slow sway of currents, sense the patient rhythm of life beneath the surface. Polar oceans are extreme, yet calm. Life thrives not in haste, but in patience, moving in harmony with the slow pulse of water, ice, and cold. Even the largest predators follow this rhythm. Polar bears track seals across the ice. Whales glide through icy channels, and birds migrate long distances, guided by currents and the seasonal cycle. Each movement is measured, deliberate, essential. The polar ocean is a testament to endurance, patience, and the quiet persistence of life in extreme conditions. Let your mind drift with the polar seas. Imagine floating among the ice, drifting with the slow currents, watching creatures move patiently beneath the surface. Feel the calm, the quiet, the endless rhythm. The ocean, even in its most extreme reaches, is alive, patient, and eternal, carrying life and energy across the frozen, silent expanse. Beyond the coastlines and polar ice, the open ocean stretches endlessly. Its surface shimmers in sunlight, but below lies a vast, slow-moving world where life drifts with patient rhythm. Here, currents carry warmth, nutrients, and organisms across thousands of kilometers, connecting ecosystems that seem far apart but are intimately linked. Tiny plankton, invisible to the eye, drive the life of the open ocean. They float with the water, following currents, multiplying in abundance when conditions are right. Their blooms, delicate and ephemeral, feed countless creatures. Fish, jellyfish, and tiny shrimp gather where the water teems with life. Each bloom is a quiet explosion of energy, a slow, deliberate pulse in the heartbeat of the ocean. The giants of the deep follow this rhythm as well. Whales migrate across vast distances, following the abundance of plankton and krill. They move deliberately, gliding through the water with patient grace. Even the largest creatures are careful, conserving energy, moving in tune with the ocean's rhythm. Each movement, each dive, each surface for air is measured and intentional. Life in the open ocean is slow and precise. Squid drift with the currents, their tentacles extended, sensing vibrations and detecting prey. Sharks patrol the depths with quiet power, guided by the faintest signals of motion or scent. The ocean is vast, yet every creature is part of a subtle dance, each action flowing into the next, creating a rhythm of life that has persisted for millions of years. The ocean's cycles are ancient. Plankton blooms follow the seasons, feeding generations of life. Fish spawn in precise locations, their eggs carried by the currents. Predators follow, timing their journeys to the slow, predictable movement of food. Life here is a patient balance, a quiet choreography dictated by the flow of water, temperature, and light. Even sunlight moves slowly through the water. In the upper layers, it warms and nourishes life. Deeper down, it fades, giving way to twilight and eventually to complete darkness. Yet life adapts. Bioluminescent organisms create their own light, soft and rhythmic, guiding prey and avoiding predators. Every glow, every flash is part of the gentle conversation of the ocean, slow and deliberate. Imagine drifting above this expanse. Feel the slow pulse of the waves, the invisible currents beneath, the quiet movements of creatures both small and enormous. The open ocean stretches endlessly, yet it is alive with patient, deliberate motion. Every current, every bloom, every migrating whale is part of a meditative rhythm, timeless and eternal. Even when storms sweep across the surface, the deeper layers remain calm. Life below continues its slow, deliberate cycles. Creatures feed, reproduce, and move with patience. The ocean's pulse is unbroken, a quiet heartbeat connecting every corner of the deep, reminding us of the persistence and rhythm of life on Earth. Beneath the sunlit surface lies the twilight zone, a mysterious layer of ocean where light fades and life moves in quiet, deliberate patterns. Here, the water is dim, colored in deep blues and grays. Creatures drift slowly, their movements gentle, purposeful, as they follow the rhythm of the water and the subtle signals of their environment. Many organisms in the twilight zone engage in vertical migration, rising toward the surface at night to feed and descending again by day. Small fish and plankton rise with the darkness, their movements synchronized with countless others. Predators follow, gliding silently, conserving energy, taking only what they need. This slow dance of life repeats daily, a meditative pulse that has persisted for millions of years. Bioluminescence lights the twilight zone with soft, ethereal glows. Tiny organisms produce light to communicate, to attract mates, or to confuse predators. In the darkness, these flickering lights form a quiet symphony, a rhythm of life that is invisible from above, but constant below. Imagine drifting through this luminous world, surrounded by gentle pulses of color, each light a small heartbeat of the ocean. Reproductive cycles in the deep are patient and deliberate. Many creatures release eggs and sperm slowly, timing their reproduction with currents, temperature changes, or moon phases. The fertilized eggs drift with the water, carried to safety by the invisible rhythm of the ocean. Larvae grow slowly, feeding on tiny plankton, eventually becoming adults that will continue the cycle. Life here is a study in patience, every action measured, deliberate, and synchronized with the environment. Even in the deepest reaches, where sunlight never penetrates, the ocean remains alive. Giant squids drift silently, their movements slow and careful. Deep-sea fish hunt with precision, using senses adapted to the dark. Hydrothermal vents provide pockets of warmth and nutrients, sustaining entire communities of life that thrive without sunlight. In this world, every movement is slow, intentional, and necessary. Imagine floating in the twilight zone, surrounded by faint glows and gentle motion. Feel the slow rhythm of vertical migrations, the quiet pulse of bioluminescent life, the patient unfolding of reproductive cycles. The ocean, in its deepest layers, is calm, deliberate, and eternal. Every creature, every movement, every glowing light is part of a silent, meditative rhythm. Even when the surface above rages with storms, the twilight zone flows steadily, its rhythm undisturbed. Life continues, slow and patient, following the cycles that have shaped the deep for millennia. Every movement is connected, part of a vast, quiet pulse that stretches across the entire planet. Far below the twilight zone lies the abyssal plain, a vast, dark, and silent world. Here, sunlight never reaches, and pressure increases slowly, relentlessly, as if the ocean itself is breathing against every creature. Life exists in quiet patience, adapted to extremes that would overwhelm most beings. The floor of the abyss stretches for thousands of kilometers, covered in fine sediments, scattered rocks, and the remnants of the world above. Every particle that drifts down from the surface carries energy, food, and history. Tiny organisms sift slowly through this sediment, feeding in measured movements. Even in the emptiest corners, life persists, patient and deliberate. Deeper still, the Hadal trenches descend into unimaginable darkness. These are the deepest valleys on Earth, some more than 11 kilometers below the surface. Life here is rare, but it is resilient. Creatures adapt to crushing pressure, near-freezing temperatures, and complete absence of light. Their movements are slow, precise, and purposeful. Energy is precious, and nothing is wasted. Some deep-sea creatures rely on chemical energy from hydrothermal vents. Streams of mineral-rich water rise from fissures in the ocean floor, providing warmth and nutrients. Worms, crustaceans, and fish thrive around these vents, moving slowly, feeding patiently. The energy that sustains them is constant, but limited, and every motion is measured. Life here is a study in patience and adaptation, a meditation on survival in the extreme. Even the largest deep-sea creatures are deliberate in their movements. Giant squid glide silently, using gentle propulsion to conserve energy. Deep-sea fish drift with the currents, detecting prey with heightened senses, their bioluminescent features glowing softly in the darkness. Every flicker of light, every slow motion, is part of a quiet rhythm that has endured for millions of years. The trenches themselves move imperceptibly over geologic time. Plates collide, creating deep canyons and folds, shaping the ocean floor with patient precision. Life here adapts not only to pressure and darkness, but to the slow, unstoppable motion of the Earth itself. Creatures persist, evolving slowly, existing in a rhythm of survival dictated by the environment. Imagine drifting through this deep, silent world. Feel the pressure of the water. Hear the slow currents moving over trenches. Sense the patient pulse of life in the darkness. Every creature, every vent, every particle of sediment is part of a slow, meditative flow. The deep ocean is eternal, vast, and unhurried, a world of patient persistence far from the surface storms and sunlight. Even in complete darkness, the deep ocean pulses with quiet life. Energy flows slowly, movements are deliberate, and life continues in a rhythm older than any human memory. The abyssal and hadal zones remind us that life can endure anywhere if it follows the slow, measured pace of nature. The ocean is not just a home for life, it is a patient, silent regulator of the Earth itself. Every wave, every current, every movement of water carries energy, heat, and chemical elements across the planet. The ocean breathes slowly, inhaling carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and releasing oxygen, maintaining a delicate balance that supports life above and below the surface. Phytoplankton, drifting quietly in sunlit waters, absorb sunlight and carbon dioxide, performing photosynthesis with gentle persistence. They produce oxygen, feed countless creatures, and store carbon in their tiny bodies. When they die, some sink slowly to the ocean floor, carrying carbon to the depths, where it can remain for thousands of years. In this way, the ocean quietly captures and holds the memory of our atmosphere, one small particle at a time. Currents transport heat across thousands of kilometers, linking the equator to the poles. Warm water rises slowly, cold water sinks, and the great conveyor belt of the ocean moves tirelessly. This slow circulation regulates climate, ensuring that regions far from the sun receive warmth and polar regions are tempered by the flow of energy from distant seas. The ocean is patient and unceasing, a gentle heartbeat beneath the surface of the planet. Nutrients are recycled in quiet, deliberate cycles. When organisms die, their bodies sink, decay, and release nutrients that nourish new generations of plankton. Upwelling currents bring these nutrients back to the surface, feeding blooms that support fish, whales, and seabirds. Life in the ocean is connected by these invisible cycles, a network of patience and careful timing, as if the sea itself orchestrates the dance of existence. Even storms, powerful and chaotic on the surface, feed these cycles. Rain carries nutrients into rivers, which flow into the ocean, feeding coastal ecosystems. Winds stir the waters, mixing cold and warm layers, distributing oxygen and food. The ocean absorbs energy and redistributes it slowly, smoothing extremes, maintaining balance. Imagine drifting with these currents, following the gentle rise and fall of water across the globe. Feel the invisible flows of carbon, heat, and nutrients moving with patient persistence. The ocean quietly connects every corner of the Earth, shaping climate, feeding life, and maintaining the delicate balance that makes the planet habitable. Even as humans move across the land, the ocean continues its ancient rhythms. Currents flow, nutrients cycle, and carbon is stored in the deep, far from sight. Life continues in the patient rhythm of the waves, in the quiet movement of water, and in the slow, deliberate cycles that sustain every creature on Earth. The ocean is a slow, meditative presence, eternal and unhurried, carrying the memory of the planet in every drop, every current, every bloom. To drift with it is to experience patience, endurance, and the subtle, timeless pulse of life itself. Beneath every wave, beyond every current, tiny organisms work quietly, unseen yet vital. Microbes, bacteria, archaea, and microscopic plankton form the foundation of the ocean's web of life. They recycle nutrients, break down organic matter, and release chemicals that sustain entire ecosystems. Life above them depends on their patient, measured work. Phytoplankton drift in sunlit waters, absorbing sunlight and carbon, slowly converting energy into life. Zooplankton, the next link in the chain, feed on them, and in turn, feed small fish. Those fish feed larger fish, and those feed the great predators of the ocean. Every link is connected, every movement deliberate, every cycle slow and continuous. Life is patient here, following rhythms that have existed for millions of years. Even in the deepest waters, microbes persist. Chemosynthetic bacteria live near hydrothermal vents, converting chemicals from the earth into energy, sustaining communities where sunlight cannot reach. Worms, crabs, and fish depend on them, forming ecosystems that exist quietly in the crushing darkness of the abyss. These creatures move slowly, carefully, conserving energy. The ocean here is still, yet alive, filled with small, deliberate acts that maintain life. Seabirds and whales traveling vast distances depend on these invisible workers. They follow blooms, migrations, and nutrient flows, moving patiently across the surface. The rhythms of the tiny, unseen creatures ripple outward, shaping the movements of giants. Even storms and tides ultimately feed into this system, distributing nutrients, stirring the water, and creating the conditions for life to thrive. Imagine drifting among these currents, surrounded by invisible webs of life. Feel the quiet pulse of energy moving through microbes, plankton, and fish, connecting all creatures across vast distances. The ocean is patient, deliberate, and eternal. Every movement synchronized with the slow, unhurried rhythms of the planet. Even when nothing seems to move, life persists. Microbes consume, recycle, and reproduce. Fish drift lazily. Predators hunt with careful patience. Energy flows in quiet cycles, maintaining balance. The ocean is a meditation, a slow, deliberate pulse that sustains every creature and every ecosystem, from the surface waves to the deepest trenches. To drift with the ocean is to experience patience, continuity, and quiet endurance. Every organism, from the tiniest microbe to the largest whale, participates in a rhythm that is older than humanity, older than mountains, older than memory itself. The ocean is timeless, and within it, life flows slowly, deliberately, and eternally. Along the edges of continents, where the ocean meets the land, life flows in gentle, intricate patterns. Estuaries, where rivers meet the sea, are quiet nurseries. Fresh water mingles with salt water, creating brackish currents that move slowly, carrying nutrients and sediments. These waters are rich with life, providing shelter and food for countless species. Mangroves stand like patient sentinels along tropical shores. Their roots reach into the water, twisting and knotting, stabilizing the soil and protecting the land from waves and storms. Within their roots, fish, crabs, and countless tiny creatures find refuge, moving slowly, hidden from the eyes of predators above. Mangroves recycle nutrients, filter water, and create a rhythm of life that is quiet, continuous, and deliberate. Tidal flats expand and contract with the slow pulse of the tides. Every rise and fall of water reveals new textures, new life. Worms, shellfish, and small fish move carefully through the sand and mud, feeding, breathing, and surviving with patient precision. The tides dictate their rhythm, a slow heartbeat that has persisted for millennia. Seagrass meadows sway gently with the currents. They trap sediments, produce oxygen, and provide food and shelter for fish, sea turtles, and countless invertebrates. Life here moves slowly, deliberately, in harmony with the subtle shifts of water and wind. The meadow itself is a quiet ecosystem, each blade of grass participating in the rhythm of the sea. Birds follow these coastal rhythms too. Wading through shallow waters, they feed on crustaceans and small fish, moving with the patient precision of creatures attuned to the tide. Their presence reminds us that even along the edges of the ocean, life is connected in delicate, meditative cycles. Imagine drifting along a quiet estuary, passing through mangrove roots, over tidal flats, and through swaying seagrass meadows. Feel the slow pulse of the water, the gentle rise and fall of tides, the quiet movements of countless creatures. The coastline is alive, yet calm, each ecosystem a meditation on patience, survival, and the interconnectedness of life. Even when storms pass and waves crash against the shore, these ecosystems persist. They endure, adapt, and continue their slow, deliberate rhythms. The coastal ocean teaches patience, resilience, and harmony, a quiet reflection of the eternal pulse of the sea. At the edges of the world, where sunlight barely touches the water and temperatures approach freezing, the polar oceans stretch in silent vastness. Ice forms slowly, inch by inch, layer by layer. Sea ice drifts with the currents, shifting and turning, a patient, ever-changing landscape. Beneath it, life continues in quiet persistence. Icebergs float like frozen monuments, born from glaciers that crept slowly from the land into the sea. Some are small, drifting unnoticed, while others are massive, stretching hundreds of meters above the water and thousands more below the surface. Their movement is slow, deliberate, guided by currents and winds, carving gentle paths across polar seas. Life under the ice is adapted to patience and endurance. Phytoplankton grow in small bursts during the brief summer, feeding tiny creatures that in turn support larger fish, seals, and whales. Predators follow the rhythm of the ice, moving carefully, hunting with slow, deliberate precision. Even the smallest organisms survive under extreme pressure and cold, their metabolism steady, unhurried. The Arctic and Antarctic oceans are connected to the rest of the planet through slow currents and thermohaline circulation. Cold, dense water sinks and flows along the ocean floor, carrying nutrients and oxygen across vast distances. This invisible movement connects polar ecosystems to the entire ocean, a slow heartbeat that sustains life far beyond the frozen edges. Seals, penguins, and polar birds move in rhythm with the ice. Some slide across the surface, others dive beneath, following fish and krill with measured, patient motions. Whales glide slowly under the ice, their songs traveling for kilometers through the water, a quiet symphony in the deep, frozen sea. Imagine drifting through the polar waters, floating alongside icebergs, watching slow currents move beneath sheets of ice. Feel the patient pulse of life beneath the frozen surface, each organism moving in harmony with the rhythm of the seasons, the tides, and the slowly shifting ice. The polar ocean is a meditation in patience, endurance, and quiet, resilient life. Even in the coldest, darkest corners, the ocean continues its ancient work. Ice forms and melts, currents flow, nutrients circulate, and life persists. The polar seas are timeless, vast, and serene, teaching us that patience and persistence are as essential to survival as warmth and light. The ocean moves, not only in waves, but in slow, invisible rivers that span thousands of kilometers. These are the currents, steady flows of water that carry warmth, nutrients, and energy across the planet. They shape climates, guide migrations, and connect ecosystems in ways both delicate and powerful. The Gulf Stream, a warm current in the Atlantic, travels from the Gulf of Mexico to the North Atlantic, carrying heat from the tropics to higher latitudes. It moves slowly, but its influence is immense. Europe's mild winters, for instance, owe themselves in part to this patient flow of warm water. Currents like these remind us that the ocean is not still, but alive, moving with gentle persistence. In the Pacific, gyres rotate like enormous, invisible wheels, moving surface waters in slow spirals. They collect nutrients and debris, redistribute heat, and create patterns that guide the lives of countless creatures. Fish, plankton, and larger predators follow these rhythms, drifting with patience and purpose. Even tiny particles carried by these flows complete journeys that may span thousands of kilometers. Deep currents, colder and denser, move quietly along the ocean floor. Thermohaline circulation, driven by differences in temperature and salinity, slowly carries water across the globe. It is a silent heartbeat, invisible yet essential, linking polar oceans to tropical seas, the abyssal depths to surface waters. Life depends on this slow movement, on the slow mixing of oxygen, nutrients, and carbon. Imagine drifting along these currents, feeling their slow, deliberate pull. Warm water rises, cold water sinks, and the ocean breathes gently. Each movement connects distant ecosystems, linking the coral reefs of the tropics to the cold, nutrient-rich waters of the poles. Energy flows, carrying life, sustaining balance, and moving with an unhurried rhythm that has persisted for millions of years. Even when storms rage above, these currents endure. They flow beneath hurricanes and cyclones, beneath calm seas and heavy rains, unchanging in their purpose. They guide the migrations of fish and whales, distribute nutrients for plankton blooms, and influence the very air we breathe by regulating climate over vast distances. The ocean is patient, deliberate, and eternal. Every current, every gyre, every slow turn of water is part of a larger rhythm, a meditation of the sea that shapes the world above. To drift with these currents is to feel the subtle pulse of the planet, to witness the quiet, immense power of water in motion. The surface of the ocean is never still. Waves roll gently, rise and fall, their rhythms dictated by wind, gravity, and the pull of the moon. Each wave moves with patient persistence, carrying energy across thousands of kilometers, touching every shore it passes. Tides, the slow rise and fall of the sea, are a quiet dance between Earth, the moon, and the sun. Twice each day, water advances and retreats along coastlines, shaping ecosystems, creating habitats, and guiding the lives of countless creatures. Crabs, mollusks, and fish move in harmony with the tide, adapting to its gentle, predictable rhythm. Even the smallest ripples are part of this larger, patient system. Surface currents and waves interact, spreading energy, transferring warmth, and connecting distant parts of the ocean. Storms may disturb the surface, yet the ocean always returns to its quiet pulse, restoring balance with gentle persistence. Imagine floating on a calm sea, feeling the slow rise and fall beneath you. Waves roll softly, tides move deliberately, and every movement is part of a rhythm older than humanity. The ocean teaches patience, showing that even immense forces can move gracefully with quiet purpose. Waves break upon shores, slowly shaping coastlines. Sand, rocks, and shells are carried back and forth, sculpting beaches over centuries. The motion is subtle, unhurried, yet relentless. Even the smallest particles participate in this eternal rhythm, moving in accordance with forces far greater than themselves. Currents and tides work together, moving nutrients, oxygen, and heat through the upper layers of the ocean. Plankton blooms follow these patterns, fish migrate along them, and seabirds trace their paths. Life is guided by the patient, slow mechanics of water, in a cycle that repeats without hurry, without pause. The ocean's surface is alive with motion, yet calm in its continuity. Waves and tides are a meditation, a slow, unbroken rhythm that links sky, land, and water. To drift with these movements is to feel the heartbeat of the sea, a pulse that sustains life and reminds us that patience is as essential as strength. Beneath the sunlit waters of the tropics, coral reefs stretch like underwater gardens, intricate and patient in their construction. Each coral polyp is small, almost invisible, yet together they build immense structures that support entire ecosystems. The growth is slow, measured in millimeters each year, yet over centuries, these reefs rise, expand, and endure. Reefs provide shelter and food for countless creatures. Fish of every color and pattern glide gracefully between coral branches, while tiny invertebrates crawl along surfaces, hidden from sight. Each organism moves in quiet rhythm, contributing to the delicate balance of life that the reef sustains. Algae and corals share a patient, symbiotic relationship. The algae provide nutrients through photosynthesis, while the coral offers a home and protection. This slow, careful partnership allows reefs to flourish, a meditation on interdependence and patience. Predators move quietly among the reef. Moray eels slip through crevices, groupers glide over ledges, and sharks patrol with deliberate, unhurried motions. Every hunt, every movement, every interaction is measured, harmonized with the rhythm of the reef and the surrounding currents. The reef itself grows and changes with the tides, storms, and seasons. Waves carry nutrients, sunlight penetrates slowly through the water, and organisms respond to these gentle cues. Coral polyps expand and retract, fish migrate with precision, and the reef remains alive, vibrant, yet calm. Imagine drifting slowly through a reef, floating over gardens of coral, watching fish move in quiet procession, feeling the pulse of life beneath the water. The reef is a world of patient creation, an ecosystem built on subtle, deliberate actions repeated over centuries. Even when storms pass, the reef endures. Broken coral may fall, new polyps settle, and life continues. Algae bloom, fish find new shelter, and the slow, persistent rhythm of the reef carries on. In every branch, every crevice, and every tiny organism, the ocean's quiet patience is reflected. Reefs are also fragile, responding to temperature, acidity, and light with measured sensitivity. Yet through careful adaptation, many continue to survive, teaching us that life, even in complexity, can endure through patience, persistence, and gentle balance. Beneath the gentle waves of temperate coasts, kelp forests sway like underwater forests, their long fronds reaching toward the surface in quiet rhythm. Each blade moves slowly with the currents, bending and stretching, a living curtain of green that filters light and nourishes life below. Kelp grows with patient persistence. Some species can grow nearly half a meter in a single day, yet the forest as a whole takes years to establish its full grandeur. Within these forests, countless creatures find shelter. Fish dart among the fronds, sea urchins graze along the holdfasts, and tiny invertebrates cling to surfaces, all moving in harmony with the gentle sway of their environment. Seagrass meadows, often overlooked, are equally vital. These underwater fields stretch across shallow bays, stabilizing sediment, filtering water, and providing habitats for juvenile fish. They grow slowly, patiently, sending roots deep into the sand, creating a foundation for entire ecosystems to flourish. The movement of water through these plant habitats is deliberate, slow, and steady. Currents carry nutrients to roots and leaves, while the plants themselves temper the flow, creating calm pockets of water that nourish delicate life. In these quiet spaces, even the smallest creatures can thrive. Predators and prey coexist with subtle balance. Crabs move carefully along the sandy floor, octopuses glide among fronds, and schools of fish ripple through the kelp, their movements synchronized with the swaying plants. Everything follows a rhythm dictated by water, light, and the slow, persistent growth of life. Imagine drifting among these forests and meadows, floating silently, watching fronds undulate, seagrass sway, and tiny creatures navigate a world built on patience and slow, deliberate motion. Life here is quiet, resilient, and graceful. Even when storms disturb the surface, the roots hold firm. The plants bend, but they do not break. They recover slowly, teaching us the power of endurance, adaptability, and quiet persistence. In every leaf, frond, and blade, the ocean whispers its lessons of balance, rhythm, and patient growth. Where rivers meet the sea, mangroves rise like guardians of the coast. Their twisted roots reach deep into the sediment, creating a labyrinth of stability in the soft mud. Each tree grows slowly, yet over decades, they form forests that shelter life, protect shorelines, and filter the waters that pass through them. Estuaries, the meeting places of freshwater and saltwater, are quiet hubs of productivity. Nutrients flow in from rivers, mingling with the tides, feeding phytoplankton and sustaining fish, crustaceans, and birds alike. The water here is calm, yet teeming with life, a balance of patience and abundance. Crabs, mollusks, and small fish move carefully among roots and shallow waters. They navigate channels carved by centuries of tides, finding shelter and food in a complex, patient world. Birds hover and dive, following the ebb and flow of water as if guided by an invisible rhythm. The mangrove roots themselves are alive with activity. Tiny organisms cling to the bark, filtering water, consuming detritus, and creating microhabitats for others. The forest breathes slowly, exchanging carbon and oxygen with the surrounding air and water, a quiet participant in the global cycles of life. Tides come and go, gently advancing and retreating, carrying nutrients, seeds, and sediments. Each rise and fall is deliberate, predictable, and essential. Life in this liminal space moves in harmony with the rhythm of water, adapting, surviving, and thriving through patience. Imagine drifting along these routes and channels, listening to the subtle sounds of water against bark, watching small fish move cautiously through shadows, feeling the calm, slow pulse of life at the edge of land and sea. This is a place of quiet resilience, where the ocean and land meet in slow, enduring harmony. Even when storms pass, mangroves stand firm. Their roots absorb energy, their trunks bend but rarely break. Estuaries recover, and life continues its patient rhythm. In these spaces, the ocean teaches endurance, balance, and quiet persistence. In every leaf, frond, and blade, the ocean whispers its lessons of balance, rhythm, and patient growth. Every root, channel, and creature whispers the slow, steady story of connection between water, land, and life. Far below the sunlight, in the ocean's deep, lies a world of quiet darkness. Pressure rises steadily with every meter, and temperatures fall toward near freezing. Here, life moves slowly, carefully, each action deliberate, each organism adapted to survive in this extreme, silent environment. Some creatures produce their own light, a gentle glow known as bioluminescence. Tiny flashes shimmer in the darkness, signaling to mates, warning predators, or luring prey. The glow is soft, patient, and unhurried, illuminating the abyss in moments of delicate wonder. Fish drift lazily, their bodies often translucent, streamlined, and energy efficient. Eyes may be enormous to capture the faintest light, or absent entirely, replaced by other senses that guide them through the slow-moving water. Tentacles, fins, and appendages extend with patience, probing the darkness for food, for safety, for survival. The deep-sea floor is a quiet landscape of ridges, valleys, and plains. Hydrothermal vents release mineral-rich water, supporting communities of life that do not rely on sunlight. Tube worms, clams, and shrimp thrive here, slowly harvesting energy from chemicals, in a silent testament to the adaptability of life. Even in the darkness, life is intricate and patient. Predator and prey coexist with careful calculation. Movements are minimal, yet effective. Energy is precious, so every motion is deliberate, slow, and purposeful. Imagine descending into this world, drifting past glowing lights, silent vents, and slowly moving creatures. Time stretches, seconds feel longer, and the quiet rhythm of the abyss surrounds you. Here, patience is life, and stillness is survival. Some deep-sea species can live for decades, centuries even, growing and reproducing at a pace dictated by scarcity and pressure. They teach us about endurance, the slow persistence of life in the quietest, most hidden corners of our planet. Even when disturbances occur, turbid currents, falling detritus, or distant tectonic shifts, the deep-sea ecosystems endure. They recover in their own time, unaffected by the rush of the surface, moving in harmony with the steady pulse of the deep ocean. In the vastness of the open ocean, predators glide with quiet purpose. Sharks move effortlessly, their bodies streamlined and balanced, every fin and muscle tuned for precision. They do not rush, they move with patience, feeling the vibrations of water and the subtle currents of life around them. Giant squids lurk in the twilight zones, their long tentacles reaching into the dark, searching with slow, deliberate movements. Eyes the size of dinner plates capture the faintest glimmers of light, guiding them toward prey that is equally adapted to the shadowed depths. Predation in the ocean is a delicate dance. Ambush, stealth, and timing are key. Many predators rely on patience rather than speed, waiting silently, conserving energy, letting the ocean bring opportunities within reach. When the moment comes, movements are precise, effective, yet almost graceful, a quiet display of natural elegance. Even small predators like lanternfish or deep-sea amphipods play their roles carefully. Each captures what it can, moving subtly through currents, gliding past rocks, reefs, or drifting plant matter. Life in the ocean is interconnected. Every hunt, every capture, every escape contributes to a slow rhythm of balance. Imagine following a shark as it moves silently beneath the waves, or drifting alongside a squid navigating the shadowed waters. The ocean slows your perception, elongating time. Each motion, each decision is deliberate, calculated, and harmonious with the surrounding environment. Predators adapt in ways both subtle and profound. Some fish display camouflage so perfect that they become invisible in the water. Others emit light, attracting prey toward them without haste, without alarm. The sea is both hunter and teacher, showing that patience, timing, and subtlety can be more powerful than brute force. Even when food is scarce, life persists. Predators slow their metabolism, conserve energy, and wait. The rhythm of hunting is not frantic but steady, aligned with the slow pulse of the ocean itself. In every glide, every flick of a fin, every ripple of water is a lesson in quiet persistence. The predators of the deep ocean remind us that elegance and patience coexist. They teach the value of waiting, observing, and moving only when necessary. Their lives unfold slowly, measured by the currents, the tides, and the subtle flow of time beneath the waves. Across the open waters, life moves together in quiet synchrony. Schools of fish glide as one, each individual aware of the currents, the movements of neighbors, and the subtle signals of the ocean. They shift direction in seamless harmony, creating ripples and waves of motion that seem choreographed by some invisible hand. Migration is a slow, deliberate journey. Many species travel thousands of miles with purpose. Humpback whales follow the rhythm of the seasons, moving between polar feeding grounds and tropical breeding waters. Sea turtles navigate across oceans, guided by magnetic fields, the tilt of the sun, and an innate knowledge that spans decades of evolution. Even the tiniest plankton drift patiently, carried by currents, yet playing their own essential part in the rhythm of life. They rise and fall with the light, fueling the food chains above them in quiet, persistent cycles. Each movement is unhurried, measured, and deliberate. Imagine drifting alongside a massive school of sardines. They shift, shimmer, and flow as one organism, an intricate pattern of movement, creating shapes in the water that are constantly changing, yet perfectly coordinated. Predators circle the edges, yet the school adapts, bends, and flows with patient precision. Migration is not always urgent. It is paced by need, by environmental cues, by instinct that has been honed over millennia. Creatures move with care, conserving energy, responding to currents, tides, and temperature. Every journey is a lesson in endurance, in rhythm, in the quiet persistence of life. The ocean itself is a slow conductor of this movement. Currents carry eggs, larvae, and plankton across vast distances, connecting ecosystems that might seem worlds apart. Life follows the gentle pull of the water, moving with patience, resilience, and quiet determination. Even when storms pass, when waves rise, or when winds howl across the surface, the rhythm persists. Migration and schooling continue, uninterrupted by noise or haste, a testament to the steady pulse of the sea. The ocean teaches us that collective movement, patience, and synchronization are as vital as strength or speed. In every wave, in every school, in every long journey, the ocean whispers its lessons. Life is slow, deliberate, and harmonious. Time stretches, and the quiet rhythm of migration and schooling carries us gently along, lulling the mind and easing the body into calm. Life in the ocean flows in gentle cycles, guided by time, currents, and the rhythm of the planet. Many creatures reproduce slowly, deliberately, ensuring that each generation is prepared for the journey ahead. Eggs drift with the tides, carried across vast distances, often to unknown destinations. Some species release millions of eggs, trusting the ocean to nurture a few into life. Others invest carefully, protecting a small number with patience and care. Coral polyps divide and bud quietly, building vast reefs over centuries. Kelp and seagrass release spores that float, settle, and grow slowly, sustaining countless forms of life above and below. Life and death in the ocean are intertwined. When organisms die, their bodies sink, nourishing deeper communities in silent cycles. The fall of a single creature can support hundreds of others, from scavengers to decomposers, each movement deliberate, slow, essential. Imagine drifting above a quiet patch of ocean floor. Tiny crabs feed on detritus, worms burrow into the sediment, and microbes break down what remains. There is no rush, no haste, only a steady rhythm of consumption and renewal. The ocean recycles, rebalances, and persists with patient precision. Even the largest migrations are tied to reproduction. Sea turtles return to the beaches where they were born, depositing eggs in the sand, completing a journey that may have taken decades. Whales sing to attract mates, their low tones carrying across hundreds of miles, gentle vibrations in a vast, dark world. In every quiet birth, every gentle death, the ocean teaches patience. Life does not hurry here. It moves in accordance with currents, tides, and light. Growth and decay unfold slowly, measured in days, seasons, years, and even centuries. The ocean is both cradle and grave, nurturing life while quietly reclaiming it. The rhythm is meditative, a slow heartbeat beneath the waves, teaching that existence itself is a patient, persistent journey. Beneath the waves, invisible currents carry nutrients across thousands of miles. Nitrogen, phosphorus, and carbon flow quietly through the water, feeding life both tiny and immense. Phytoplankton drift slowly, absorbing sunlight and minerals, converting them into energy that will sustain entire ecosystems. The ocean's chemistry is a patient teacher. Carbon dioxide dissolves into its depths, balancing the atmosphere in ways unseen. Oxygen circulates from the surface to the deep, creating pockets of life even where sunlight never reaches. Each molecule moves at its own pace, yet together they maintain the delicate equilibrium that allows the ocean to thrive. Nutrients rise and fall in quiet cycles. Upwellings bring deep water rich with minerals to the surface, nourishing blooms of plankton. These blooms, in turn, feed countless fish, squid, and other creatures, setting off a slow cascade of life. Energy passes carefully, deliberately, from one level to the next, conserving strength while sustaining abundance. Even the sediments on the ocean floor play their part. Tiny particles of organic matter sink and decompose, releasing essential compounds that slowly circulate back into the water. Microbes break down detritus with patient precision, unseen but vital. This quiet recycling connects every part of the ocean, from the shallowest reef to the deepest trench. Imagine drifting through these invisible currents. Nutrients swirl, energy flows, and life responds with calm, measured motions. The ocean is never static. It is a slow, breathing system, circulating, replenishing, and sustaining itself without haste. Even the largest creatures depend on these cycles. Whales feed on krill, which rely on phytoplankton. Sharks follow prey guided by nutrient-rich currents. Each interaction, each feeding, is part of a patient rhythm that has continued for millions of years. The chemistry of the ocean is a meditation in motion. Every molecule, every current, every living being contributes to a vast, interconnected system. It teaches us that life is sustained not by speed, but by balance, by patience, and by the quiet persistence of processes unfolding over eons. The ocean breathes with the planet. Its currents move slowly, carrying heat from the equator to the poles, shaping climates across continents. Warm water rises, cold water sinks, and in this quiet circulation, the Earth maintains a delicate balance, a rhythm felt but rarely noticed. Carbon flows through the ocean like a hidden pulse. Phytoplankton capture it, turning sunlight into life, and when they die, their remains sink to the depths, locking away carbon for centuries. The ocean is both a reservoir and a regulator, quietly influencing the atmosphere, stabilizing temperatures, and allowing life on land to flourish. The slow motion of currents, tides, and thermohaline circulation connects every corner of the planet. Water from the tropics can reach the poles, carrying heat, nutrients, and life across thousands of miles. It is a patient system, responding gradually to changes, yet profoundly shaping the world above and around it. Storms, winds, and seasonal shifts interact with this global oceanic heartbeat. They are tempered by the steady pulse of currents that distribute energy slowly, evenly. Even as waves crash, as hurricanes rage, the ocean works at its own pace, dissipating energy and restoring balance over weeks, months, and years. Beneath the surface, deep ocean currents move with imperceptible speed, yet their effects are monumental. They transport nutrients to feeding grounds, redistribute oxygen, and regulate temperature across vast expanses. Life, from microscopic plankton to giant whales, depends on this hidden rhythm, attuned to the patient pace of the sea. The ocean also stores warmth, a slow and steady guardian against the extremes of weather. Ice sheets at the poles reflect sunlight, while waters absorb and release heat, mitigating sudden changes. Through centuries, through millennia, the ocean has absorbed the planet's fluctuations, balancing, adjusting, sustaining. Even carbon captured at the surface finds its way to the deep, some remaining for millennia. The ocean quietly locks away human and natural emissions alike, a patient witness to change, a mediator of life's persistence. Every movement of water, every cycle of heat and nutrients, contributes to a slow, invisible heartbeat that spans the globe. The ocean's influence on climate reminds us of patience, of quiet power, and of the interconnectedness of all things. It moves without haste, shaping life and land in ways that unfold over centuries. And even as the world changes, it continues its meditative work, sustaining balance, nurturing life, and offering a gentle, eternal rhythm to all who dwell upon this planet. Humans have always been drawn to the ocean, guided by its vastness, its mystery, and its gentle rhythm. For millennia, we have sailed its waters, fished its bounty, and marveled at its power. Yet the ocean's patience endures, quietly absorbing our presence, teaching us humility, and reminding us of the slow, persistent processes that shape life beneath the waves. Even as our activities affect the sea, its systems remain resilient. Coral reefs, though threatened, can regrow when conditions are right. Mangroves and seagrass meadows recover slowly, providing shelter for countless species. The ocean heals at its own pace, a patient, quiet force able to endure and adapt when given time and care. Conservation efforts reflect a new understanding of this rhythm. Marine protected areas allow ecosystems to rest, flourish, and rebuild. Fishermen, scientists, and communities learn to work in harmony with the tides and the seasons, respecting the slow cycles that sustain life. Each small effort contributes to the larger, patient dance of the sea. Even in the open ocean, the quiet work of protecting species continues. Tracking migrations, understanding breeding patterns, and reducing human pressures allow life to persist. Whales, turtles, and seabirds follow ancient rhythms, trusting the patient sea to sustain them. And in doing so, they teach us to move with care, to value endurance over haste. The ocean is resilient not because it is strong, but because it moves slowly, adjusts carefully, and continues its cycles without interruption. Currents carry nutrients, tides shape coastlines, and deep waters sustain life in darkness. It is a system that responds gently yet persistently, reminding us that patience is as powerful as force. Even now, beneath the waves, ecosystems quietly adjust to change. Predators, prey, and plants all find balance, interacting in delicate harmony. Life continues, adapting, enduring, and thriving, often unseen, but never truly silent. The ocean persists, a patient teacher of time, balance, and quiet resilience. To reflect on the ocean is to notice the subtle, meditative rhythm of life itself. It flows, recycles, and sustains, offering lessons in patience, endurance, and harmony. And as we drift alongside its currents, we too are carried gently into stillness, our thoughts slowing, our breathing deepening, our minds easing into calm. Now, let us simply breathe and let the ocean carry us. Imagine the surface, calm and endless, reflecting the fading light of day. Gentle waves ripple slowly, each one a quiet reminder of the rhythm that connects everything, from the tiniest plankton to the largest whale. Beneath the surface, unseen currents move steadily, transporting warmth, nutrients, and life across vast distances. The deep sea sleeps in darkness, but it is never still. Life moves there with quiet purpose. Creatures drift, hunt, reproduce, and decay, all within the patient cycles that have persisted for millions of years. Think of coral reefs, where countless lives intertwine in slow, deliberate patterns. Picture polar waters, ice drifting gently, carrying both cold and nutrient-rich currents to distant shores. Picture the abyssal plains, where sediments settle in soft layers, storing the history of the ocean's past. Imagine hydrothermal vents, where life thrives in darkness, nourished by heat and minerals from the Earth's core. Picture whales singing in deep waters, and schools of fish turning as one, responding to currents and light with synchronized calm. Life and motion here are measured, deliberate, meditative. The ocean is vast. It moves at its own pace, indifferent to hurry, yet perfectly attuned to the needs of every creature it sustains. It stores the past, balances the present, and prepares for the future, all in quiet, invisible ways. Carbon, oxygen, heat, and nutrients circulate endlessly, a patient, invisible heartbeat of the planet. Human presence comes and goes, but the ocean endures. It heals, adapts, and maintains its cycles with gentle persistence. Conservation, care, and respect allow us to join this rhythm without disturbance, to learn from its patience and endurance. As we drift along with the ocean, let your thoughts slow. Let your mind follow the gentle pull of tides and currents. Feel your breath synchronize with the quiet rhythm of the waves. Sense the deep calm that comes from understanding the patience, endurance, and balance of life beneath the surface. Now, imagine descending slowly into the twilight zone, deeper and quieter, where light fades and shadows lengthen. Here, in the vastness of silence, every motion is deliberate, every breath is measured, and every moment stretches into eternity. The ocean moves without rush, teaching us that calm and patience are profound powers. Let yourself be carried by this slow motion, by the gentle cycles of life, water, and time. Let the ocean's quiet heartbeat lull you into stillness. Allow its persistence, its balance, and its grace to fill your mind. Drift with the currents, float with the tides, sink into the calm of the deep. The ocean is patient, life is patient, and now you are patient too. In this vast, slow-moving world, everything unfolds as it should, and you are held gently in the quiet, eternal embrace of the sea.